There's a cultural shift happening in America. Everyone can feel it, and it was rapidly accelerated as a result of our total victory on election night last month. How long it will last, how big it will be, remains to be seen. But Disney has just removed a transgender character's storyline from an upcoming Pixar streaming series because, well, Americans are fed up with this crap. Liberals obviously aren't Americans, they're communists. I'm talking about us normal people. The series is called Win or Lose, and Disney said in a statement, when it comes to animated content for our younger audience, we recognize that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline. Well, duh, and while everybody knows that Disney has gone woke, and for the last few years, all the brand name conservative Inc. corporate commentators have been talking about it, they were cowards for many, many years. It really wasn't only until maybe 2, 3, 4 years ago that they finally started pushing back, because back in 2014, when Disney introduced their first LGBT character, they were all afraid of being called homophobic, so they didn't want to talk about that. Seriously, a decade ago, the Disney Channel featured its first gay couple on their show, Good Luck Charlie, with a character that had 2 moms. The very next year, 2015, a lifetime ago in politics, they made history with the first gay kiss between 2 13-year-old boys, which of course excited all of the you-know-whos in Hollywood, on the show called The Fosters. And because the supposed guardians of conservative culture were too cowardly to say anything back then, Disney just kept rolling out more and more with characters in The Beauty and the Beast, culminating in a drag queen-hosted LGBTQ pride extravaganza that they streamed on their Disney Plus service for the kids. Not to mention other shows and networks like Blue's Clues having cartoon drag queen sing-alongs about how amazing gender non-binary people are, and the same kind of garbage on Nickelodeon. Even an animated series about the Transformers, no pun intended, introduced these characters to the kids.
My pronouns are they, them.
Notice her blue hair and her pronoun pin on her purse and the LGBTQ rainbow handles.
Thanks. I'm Sam. I'm she, they, but you already know that.
Yes, we can see your virtue signaling blue hair from a mile away, kid. So now is not the time to let up. We need to double and triple our efforts. I guess we could relax a little bit over Christmas and New Year's, but come January 1st, it's a new year, it's a new era, and we're going to make America great again. Here's the Clown News Network interviewing Donald Trump's new border czar, expecting to try to back him into a corner and get him to cower away and try to soften his position. Dylan Mulvaney asked him how many illegal aliens the incoming Trump administration is planning on arresting.
I don't have a number. We want to arrest as many people as we can that are in the country illegally, again, based on prioritization. We want to arrest every criminal, every gang member that's here illegally that's a public safety threat. We want to arrest every fugitive, those who had due process at great taxpayer expense and have an ordered deportation but didn't leave and became a fugitive. We got over 1.5 million of those. And look, we got millions of people here illegally. I've said if you're here illegally, you're not off the table. I mean, it's a violation of law. It's a crime to enter this country illegally. And after we give you
but
due
you don't have
process,
a number that you'd like to see.
An immigration judge.
1 year from tonight, you don't have a number that you'd like to say, this many people have been deported on my watch.
He just said as many as possible, sir.
No, I don't have a number. I want to arrest as many people as we can with the resources we have. Want to be the most efficient we can based on prioritization. There's no limit.
No limit. And there's a big spending bill that the clowns in Congress are debating about how much of our tax dollars they're going to waste this time around. And apparently there's a provision packed into this big bill that would give Congress a raise. So they're going to just vote on giving themselves a raise. And so here is Congressman Dick Durbin being asked about that by a Clown News reporter.
Members are giving themselves a pay raise. Do you guys deserve a pay raise?
Well, that's news to me.
Because most members of Congress don't actually read the bills that they vote on.
It's good news. You know, what has it been, 10 years or 14 years of no COLA?
Cost of living adjustment or a cost of living increase?
No change at all? I think it's about time something's done.
You support giving yourselves a pay raise?
How would I not know about a pay raise?
But I mean, people look at the performance of Congress and say, why should we give them more money?
What about the media? Think about that for a second.
And we're not paid by public money.
I know you're not, but I mean, half of your listeners are not there anymore. You're still getting the same paycheck? What's going on?
But the mainstream media doesn't care about being profitable. It's about the message. They're always going to be subsidized by wealthy donors like George Soros, who have funneled hundreds of millions of dollars into businesses that lose money every single year just to keep them afloat so that they can continue polluting our society with their propaganda. The most recent example being George Soros giving almost $400 million just to one outlet alone, to Vice Media. And that's after Disney lost $400 million by subsidizing the media operation several years earlier. And when you're an Operation Mockingbird asset or a paid propagandist for the brand name liberal media networks, you will lie with every breath that you make, no matter how ridiculous it is, because they're catering to the dumbest of the dumb Americans who oftentimes just don't know any better and for some reason still actually believe the things that they see because of the brand name.
What media are you talking about that's anti-Trump?
You're not familiar with the anti-Trump media?
You're not.
You work for CNN, lady. This is a guy named Scott Jennings. He's the kind of token conservative on the network who does a great job. And he has to kind of navigate the system very carefully so that he doesn't get fired. But I think he does a great job working in enemy territory without crossing the line to get fired. And you can just tell on the look on his face, he can't even believe this woman is so crazy.
You're not familiar with the anti-Trump media?
You're not familiar with the fact that you guys control for everything
of
from
all
podcasts?
the things I've heard you say out here, that might be the nuttiest.
Scott,
I mean, believe me, there's plenty of anti-Trump media.
She's trying to pay you. I'm trying to pay conservatives. What I'm basically trying to say is that you guys have taken over the airwaves. You guys have taken over the radio airwaves. You guys have taken over podcasts. You guys have taken over pretty much, and now you're sitting here complaining because all you guys do is whine and complain. Your entire raison d'etre is to have grievances. You don't actually think about leading. You just think about having grievances against the media.
No, we systematically debunk your lies. We mock you liberal lunatics for crying about Donald Trump winning the election. And we have a good time exposing you. And we're definitely not the ones posting TikTok videos crying about the election.
I'm convinced y'all do not want to get here. Y'all had y'all glory days in the back. Y'all hate to see a black, a Latino, anybody that's in LGBTQ plus, a woman being happy doing shit on her own. Because to wake up and seeing it being that close, and I'm seeing comments where people are like, I'm in another country. I don't know how this is happening. Wake up!
But speaking of TikTokers, Harry Sissy, the Democrat Party's new it kid who posts ridiculous content like this.
It's crazy how it's only been a month and Trump supporters are already regretting their vote. We told you so.
He was invited to the White House Christmas party this year by the Biden administration. I'm sorry, the White House holiday party, where he posted this photo of him alongside Hunter Biden, adding that he got to meet Hunter today and he's awesome. The whole Biden family is amazing and he appreciates them a lot. And you can see Hunter Biden's even wondering, like, why would this kid want to take a picture with me? And I'm not just making fun of Harry Sisson because he's a young TikTok liberal. He is part of the Democrat machine. He has been boosted on CNN, tapped by the Biden administration to try to reach the young kids on TikTok and convince them to vote for Biden and then later for Kamala. He's been invited to the White House. He's made TikToks with old Joe and Obama. This kid may post more embarrassing and cringeworthy content than Brian Stelter, who he shares an uncanny resemblance with. But with the cultural shift greatly accelerated by our total victory on election night, and many Democrats beginning to question their woke agenda and shifting the party so far left that they abandoned blue-collar, hardworking Americans for illegal aliens as their new base, and their DEI policies and trying to cater to certain communities that normal people couldn't care less about and are sick and tired of hearing about. Others, however, look like they're going to double down.
The party should be led, to your point, by young women of color. Right,
Come on.
because young women of color are the reasons that Democrats do actually have some of these wins. And we know how to communicate in ways that reach that more moderate voter, but also that progressive
This was a guest on Joy Reid's show on MSNBC. That's why she started off to your point, because of course Joy Reid wants the Democrat Party. She wants America to be run by black people. And surprisingly, Kamala Harris showed her face yesterday at an event looking like she's aged 10 years in the last month and made this bizarre statement.
And I ask you to remember the context in which you exist. Yeah, I did that.
You did do that. You turned yourself into a meme, and not a good meme, an embarrassing meme, embarrassing your entire party. Thank you. But speaking of memes, I guess some of my shirts from markdice.com could be considered memes, like the Donald Trump as Neo in the Matrix shirt, when Neo realized that he was the one and was able to dodge bullets or stop the bullets. And the classic Trump Claus sweatshirt or t-shirt, which sadly is too late to order and get in time for Christmas. But if you want to save yourself 20% off anything from my store and get it as a late Christmas gift, or just get it in general for next year, or just some shirts for whenever, you can still save 20% off by using the promo code SLACKER at the checkout. So I'll leave that promo code active for maybe another couple days. So if you want to get your Liberal Tears mug or the classic Trump Fight, Fight, Fight shirt, Liberals are fine to care, Teflon Don, War is a Racket, the Conspiracy Theorists for Right shirt, or any of my awesome designs, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well, then head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below. Enter the promo code SLACKER at the checkout to save 20% off today and maybe another day or two, and check them out.